What's up guys, today we are ranking every Valorant skin bundle released in 2026 so far. But before we begin, a few ground rules. I'm not including battle pass skins, run it back bundles, limited time capsules or accessory only collections because I don't think it's fair to compare those with full premium skin lines. This list is also completely based on my personal opinion, so if your favorite bundles ends up lower than expected, don't take it personally. Let me know your own ranking down in the comments, and if you enjoy Valorant leaks and updates, don't forget to subscribe. Starting off the bottom, we have Jelly Beam. The concept is cute with the little jelly bears inside the weapons, but that's about it. For a 5100 VP bundle, it feels way too basic. Right also missed a huge opportunity here. Imagine if the jelly bears bounced around while shooting or became part of the reload animation. Even small details like that would have made these skins feel much more unique. Instead, they just look nice, and that's it. Coming in just about Jelly Beam, Hydro. Another filler bundle with a lot of potential, but Riot completely wasted it. For 5100 VP, all you really get are a few bubbles inside the weapons. Imagine if they added underwater sound effects, animated water or unique reload animations. This skin line could have been incredible. Instead, it just feels like a copy of the popular Splash X skin line without bringing anything new to the table. Compared to the other bundles released this year, it just feels forgettable. At the number 10, we have Silk Leaf. This is definitely one of the better filler bundles released this year. Even without any effects or animations, the white, black and gold design looks really clean, especially on the Vandal and Bandit. I still think Riot missed an opportunity to add small details like a subtle glow or light sound effects, but even without them, this bundle stands out more than most filler collections, and the real highlight is the fan melee. Thanks to the fan animations, it actually feels premium despite only costing 2550 VP. Honestly, I can see a lot of players picking up just the fan or even the Vandal because they offer great value for the price. Next up is the Solar Stride bundle. It's not a bad bundle, but it's not a memorable one. The effects and sounds feel pretty bland, and the whole skin line lacks that premium wow factor that you had expect for 5795 VP. The one standout is definitely the lighter style melee. I like that Riot tried something different, but the inspect doesn't really do anything special, so it never feels as unique as it could have been. Overall, it's one of those bundles you forget just about a few weeks after it releases. Now we are getting into bundles that actually had some real potential. Unfortunately, this next one just doesn't offer enough value. At number 8, we have River 3.0. This one is honestly a mixed bag for me. I actually like the Bandit. The design fits the River theme perfectly, and it has that classic River feel everyone loves. But the bundle itself is hard to justify. You are paying 5880 VP for just 2 skins and a bunch of accessories, while the melee alone costs a ridiculous 5350 VP. And speaking of the melee, it just feels too heavy and doesn't have that satisfying feel I'd expect from a River weapon. Personally, I'd skip this bundle entirely. Coming in at number 7 is Hollow Meridian. This is one of the more disappointing premium bundles this year. I actually like the rustic sci-fi theme, and the Vandal is easily the highlight with the returning prime reload animation and a really clean design. The operator is solid too, but the Sheriff and Judge feel pretty overwhelming. Even the melee, while offering 2 different animation sets, mostly reuses animations from the Protocol and Xeno Hunter melees instead of bringing something truly original. At 1700 VP bundle, I expect a lot more creativity here. It's not a bad bundle, but it definitely doesn't justify its price compared to the best releases of 2026. At number 6, we have New Frontier 2.0. Honestly, this bundle was a disappointment for me. The level 2 Western Vandal is definitely the highlight here. It feels incredibly smooth to use, and I actually prefer it over the upgraded futuristic version. The shorty is nice too, but that's where the positives ends. The Lasso melee is definitely unique with its animations and background music, but for 4350 VP, I just don't think it's worth the price. My biggest issue is that Riot only included 2 gun skins. Adding an Outlaw, Bandit or even the Operator would have made this bundle feel so much more complete. Overall, for 6700 VP, this bundle just feels underwhelming and doesn't live up to the original New Frontier collection. From this point onward, it's less about whether they are good or bad and more about value, originality and execution. At number 5, we have Black Spire. This is one of the better premium collections this year, but it isn't perfect. The dark cosmic theme is really unique, and the Phantom is easily the highlight with its incredible reload animation and solid sound effects. The finisher is also one of the best we have seen this year. My biggest issue is that almost every weapon in this bundle is ridiculously wide. Seriously, they honestly feel like you are holding a highway. I don't know why Riot made the models so bulky. The side melee also feels a bit underwhelming since it reuses animations instead of bringing something completely fresh. Overall, it's a really strong bundle, but for 1700 VP, I expected a little more polish. Taking the number 4 spot is Rogue. This is easily one of the cleanest looking bundles of 2026. I love the military inspired design and honestly I think it looks even better than Recon. The Bandit and Vandal are easily the highlights with satisfying sound effects and subtle but clean animations. My biggest disappointment is that Riot didn't bring back Recon's randomized attachments, which could have made this bundle even better. The Bucky and Operator feels a bit basic, but the dual daggers are absolutely fantastic. In fact, I have seen pro players using this melee in tournaments and ranked all the time, which says a lot about how good it feels. Overall, it's a really solid bundle, and if you are a fan of the military aesthetic, this is easily one of the best choices. Fully justify the 8700 VP price tag. Now we are officially in top 3. Any of these next 3 bundles could have taken up the number 1 spot, but after spending time with all of them, here's my final top 3. Taking 3rd place is Konami 2.0. Riot didn't try to reinvent the original, they simply expanded one of the most loved skins in Valorant, and that's all they needed to do. The Phantom feels incredible to use and I actually think it fits the Konami theme even better than the original Vandal. The Ghost Guardian and Operator are all fantastic additions, with the Guardian finally getting the premium treatment it deserved. The transforming melee is also a huge highlight, but I do wish the basic swing animations, especially with the kunai, had a bit more going on. Even with that, the 9500 VP price feels justified because of everything this bundle offers. So Konami 2.0 absolutely lived up to the hype and easily one of the best bundles released this year. Just missing out of the number 1 spot, we have Ayakashi. This is easily one of the best bundles Riot released in 2026. The Phantom is a star of the show. It looks incredible, sound amazing, and honestly feels like one of the best Phantom skins in the entire game. The sound design is top tier, the finisher completely changes the atmosphere, and it's only the second skin line in Valorant to feature a unique 6K sound, which is such a cool detail. The dual blade melee is also fantastic, letting you use all of its unique animations even without upgrading it. My only complaint is the pricing. Paying around 7160 VP for just 2 gun skins with a melee is hard to justify, and Riot definitely pushed the value a bit too far, but even with that, the quality of this bundle is outstanding and it's easily one of my favorite skin lines released this year. And finally, after looking at every bundle released in 2026 so far, there was one that stood above the rest. Taking my number 1 spot is Blackthorn. I know the bulky design isn't going to be for everyone, but Riot absolutely nailed the dark fantasy theme. The Vandal, Marshall, and even the classic all feel unique, and the sound design throughout the bundle is incredible. The shooting sounds aren't the punchiest, but every other animation from the reload to the inspect and especially the finisher feels premium. The real highlight though is the dual blade melee. It has amazing animations and an incredibly satisfying right click, and easily one of the best inspect animations released this year. On top of that, Riot even included a flex which adds even more value to the bundle. For 8700 VP, I genuinely think this is the most complete skin bundle released in 2026 so far. I genuinely think this is the most complete skin bundle released in 2026, and that's why it takes my number 1 spot. So that's my ranking for every Valorant skin bundle released in 2026 so far. I'm sure Riot still has a few more bundles and probably a few more overpriced ones coming before the year ends. So I'll definitely revisit this list once 2026 is over. Now I know some of you are going to completely disagree with this ranking, and that's totally fine. What's your top 3 bundles of 2026 so far? Let me know down in the comments, and I read every single one, and I'm curious to see how different your rankings are. And one thing, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more Valorant leaks and updates. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.